So Sumo Paint is a Web 2.0 tool. So it's a whole web-based painting program. It's pretty cool. I would compare it to Photoshop. It's obviously not as great as Photoshop, but for a free version that you can use on the web at any point, it's excellent. Go ahead and click on Try Online, and it'll open you up into the program. So again, you can see your web browser, you can see Chrome at the same time, but you still have your file, edit, image, all the same things that Photoshop has. You have your toolbar on the left side and your options bar up at the top. I have a new document opened. I would actually like you to open up a picture. If you don't have a picture, you can open up the picture of Brutus that I have on our home or on our class website. Go ahead and do that now. So what you do is File, Open from my computer, and then here's the picture of Brutus that I saved from my Google Drive. And here it is. So you can edit, you can crop. Here's a crop tool. Each tool is labeled blur, and then you have some different shapes, stamp, text. You can paint, lasso, cut things out. Lots of options. And within each tool, you have different options up at the top. Just like in Photoshop, it works the same way. So if I were to hit the crop tool, oh, I guess it's not that fancy. I thought it was, sorry. Anyway, what you're going to do is go to image, image size, and it shows you the pixel dimensions of the photograph. So this picture is huge. And if you hit cancel, you can hit view actual pixels, and it will show you the actual pixels that will show up when you're using this photograph on a website. So this is how big it would actually be. Pixels are called picture elements, and they're little squares that make up a photograph. Little squares of information of color that together make up the photograph. So the more squares you have, the higher quality of the photograph, whereas the less is the lower resolution, lower quality. That means the DPI, the dots per inch. That's what that stands for. So we want to go to image size again, and we want to lower the resolution so that the picture becomes smaller, and it's better to load on the website. It'll be faster for all your users to see. It won't take as long to load. It'll be easier to manage and deal with, and it won't take up as much space on your Google Drive. So we're going to go ahead and make it, let's say, around 500 pixels. Now, you'll notice the other one isn't moving. So if we hit this button that says Constrain Proportions and do it again, then the other one will adjust as well. And the scale will be proportionate and it won't be all wonky. I'm going to actually slide this down more so this number's higher, because the width is smaller than the height. So I brought it down to 438 by 584. It doesn't really matter as long as you're around 400. That's good. And hit OK. You can see now the picture is much smaller. Still looks like the same picture, but you just changed the quality. So you can't print it as large as you would want to, but it's perfect for viewing on the net. It's really important to keep that in mind when you are working on a website, to keep your images small, especially if you're limited on space. Facebook adjusts the images for you and automatically shrinks them. That's why if you save a picture off of Facebook and have it printed, it's a little bit blurry because the high resolution goes away. It converts it and compresses the file after you upload it. So if we go to View, Actual Pixels, this is how big the photograph actually is. If I had to take a magnifying glass to it and I zoom in, you can see now Brutus, the quality is not nearly as good, and it uses that word that we say sometimes, pixelated. So using pixel as a verb, so you can see the tiny squares much more clearly. Again, it won't matter when you're using this for the website. This is what we want ideally. So you want to go ahead and hit File, and we want to save it to the computer, and then upload it into your website. So let's make it a JPEG, and you don't need to touch the quality. Brutus, maybe call it, unless you have a file already called Brutus, I'm just going to call it Brutus 3. And I'm going to throw it on my desktop for now. Now I'm back on the website. If I go ahead and hit edit, page, I can now upload my photo. So say I want to put my photo right in here. I'm going to put it up at the top of the page. I'm going to hit insert, and it's the first one, image. Then I'm going to upload my image. I threw it on my desktop, and I called it Brutus 3. I had all different sizes. Hit open. It loads really fast because it's a smaller file. Hit OK, and there it is. Now, the other nice thing Google does, it's kind of limited, is they give you 3 options: small, medium, large, 100%, and original. So I can do a small Brutus, a medium, or a large. I can also center a line and put them right in the middle if I wanted. I kind of like the medium size. Go ahead and put a picture onto your website that is not super large. So use Sumo to shrink the image and make it more user-friendly for your website, and then go ahead and upload it. See how you do.